Hey, it's Dave Wyman, Football 101, and time to get back to the chalkboard. I still call it a chalkboard, it's a grease board. But I want to talk about screenplays, and leave your comments at the end. The guy who really makes all this happen, Stephen Burrell, is just a great guy, and he does a really good job with all this. And I asked him, what do you think, why do they call it a screenplay? And he answered what I thought. It's because the linemen release and build like a screen. I saw something else online about how, because it's a trick play, and something about screenplay with like movies or something. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but I've always just known it as a screenplay. And we'll go through that. But as far as what you think or why they call it that, it's the same thing like with shotgun and all these different names. They come from somewhere. Who knows? But anyway. So let's take a look at it. Seahawks lose 17-0 to Green Bay, obviously. And one of the things we want to look at today is the screenplay. Seahawks have been very susceptible to this defensively. They got to get it figured out. So the three things that I always say, and this is always going to be number one for me with defense, always be physical. And I think you'll see in this play that the Seahawks gave up about 12 yards here, that there was an opportunity to be physical. The other thing is be aware. And there was something we used to call, when I was in Denver, a guy named Carl Mecklenburg, Hall of Famer, used to call the defensive linemen who rushed upfield on a screenplay, used to call them pass rushing geniuses, because, oh, look, you think that you got free and that you're going to get yourself a sack. No, the offensive lineman let you go, so he can now get out and lead the way as far as the screen down the field, blocking for the running back. So we used to call them pass rushing geniuses, and that just means be aware. Be aware that when all of a sudden the offensive lineman lets you go, something's up, okay? So you have to have your instincts going. And then the other thing, the last thing, this is a total hustle play. And I'm not sure everybody was hustling on this play. So it's one of those that everything kind of breaks down. It's not what you thought it was. And now you got to hustle. Just fly over there, and everybody from the backside, everyone. Let's look at Green Bay. And, this has been a problem with the Seahawks defense all year. They ran 7 screenplays. And one of them was an incomplete pass to Aaron Jones. He could have got at least 40 yards, I felt like, because they didn't read it at all, and he dropped the ball, luckily. So, and then they had 3 regular screens that went for 59 yards. So, and then they had 3 smoke screens, and a smoke screen is just a throw to the wide receiver. So one blocks, and then the other one steps back and catches it, and then follows him up. And they had, 3 smoke screens that went for 10 yards. So a total of 69 yards in screens, including, it could have been a lot more if there hadn't been that incompletion. So what happens on this play, these defensive ends both rush upfield just like they want them to. And the tackles stay with them, okay? And the guards kind of flare off like they're going to help. The center blocks the nose guard, which I think was either Al Woods or Brian Monet there. And then you see same thing on the other side. Guard helps. This guy blocks. But eventually, and so what happens during this time, linebackers, everybody reads pass, because these offensive linemen are taking a pass drop. Okay, or pass blocking drop anyway. So these guys bolt out of here, and that's where you create this huge gap, between here and about here, where the running back, bleeds out, and then the offensive linemen come upfield here, and I'm sorry, not the offensive tackle, the 2 guards and the center, they all, let their guys go and get out in front. And then this is just a nice little, and I think on this play, Aaron Rodgers just kind of sidearmed it to Aaron Jones, and he's off to the races, and he ends up, like I said, picking up 12 or 14 yards. But, but I think the 2 things that are most necessary in this defensively is the defensive lineman being aware and knowing that, hey, this guy's letting me go, so now I got to read it and find the running back. And then the other thing is the hustle. You just have to have guys on the backside running as hard as they possibly can to the other side. So, and this is Carlos Dunlap here, so we'll see if that happens. But yeah, it's something that the Seahawks definitely need to take care of, this play, and show teams that they can stop it, because until they do show that, they're going to see it a lot more. let's take a look at it on film. All right, here you have the alignment that I was talking about right now. Carlos Dunlap is up on the line. Brooks is there, Wagner here, and then you see the defensive backs. But you know, these are the guys here, these interior guys that can really help. Now, these are big guys like Brian Monet and Al Woods, and so, you know, when they get too far upfield, it's going to be a lot tougher for them to chase it down. So that's why they need to kind of figure it out and, you know, sort of what we would say, sniff it out, you know, make sure you diagnose that play, make sure they're not taking off and getting in the blocking pattern for the linebackers and DBs downfield. And here you can see it start to develop. You know, these are the tackles blocking the ends here. And you can see the center is just starting to let, it looks like Al Woods, actually. I thought it was Brian Monet, but Al Woods there. So letting him go. And so that's something that not only can Al Woods help himself by just feeling that, hey, this guy, it's not as hard to beat him. Like, he's blocking me really hard on these pass plays. Now all of a sudden he's letting me go. And also get your eyes in the backfield and see, is there a running back that's releasing? So just a couple of things that can help them. But here you can see these are the two guards right here that are getting downfield. And the problem is, you know, you got guys dropping back. You know, Jordan Brooks was all the way up here, and he's dropping all the way back here. So it's just creating, like I said, that big open space there where you can pick up good yardage. And here it is, and you can see how exaggerated this is. There's no player within almost 10, 5 yards one way, 6 yards the other. So, and here are the linemen out in front just trying to get a block here. And, you know, this is just creates open space. It's like a long handoff for a running back. You know, they're able to get it out in space. I mean, you hand the ball off to a running back inside the box, and, you know, there's 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and it's tough to break free. But now you get a guy like Aaron Jones, who's so talented out in the open space here. He's going to pick up big yardage. And you see right here, and I was talking about hustle. So we'll see. Carlos Dunlap, you know, he's running over here. Bobby's running. Brooks recognizes it, and he comes up. And this can be especially bad if these guys right here are in man-to-man coverage. Okay, so and this happened earlier this year against the Vikings, where Bobby and Jordan Brooks both had man-to-man coverage, so their backs were turned. So now they're running away with their backs turned, and here comes the screen up behind them. So, yeah, that can be really tough when you're in man-to-man coverage. And here we are right here. So I said be physical, okay, and I always say physical. You know, Bobby right here is kind of, he ran up and he kind of is running alongside of number 70 here. And earlier in this clip, he had a chance to just go right across that guy's face and just blow him up, just hit him, knock him into the ball carrier. And he kind of feathers it and kind of, you know, puts his hand on him and sort of runs sideways with him. And look, I think that's one way to get it done. But I guess for me, I would have preferred to just blow this guy up and knock him back into the play. And then, like I said, you see this is almost about a 12-yard pickup. And, you know, just the hustle here, I mean, you know, that's something that they probably, sometimes you get caught up like watching the play and you find yourself kind of jogging just watching it. But, you know, the hustle, being physical, and certainly the awareness from the defensive line, that's the way you shut down a screen play. And like I said, until the Seahawks prove that they can shut this thing down, they're going to see a lot more of it.